Hi, it's John Dalziel here with the second vidcast for January 2011. I'm going to get straight on by going to the What DL is Happening blog, which this vidcast is based upon. And we're going to start off by looking at the fact that the government here in the UK has published guidance for employers on how to deal with the Equality Act's positive action provisions. It's urging employers to ignore the scare stories about the Act's implications for business. The address has been at the top of the screen, but you can go to that address to read the full article, which I'm sure some of you will find useful to understanding the Equality Act and what is expected. The second find isn't new, and it's not the only one this time, but I know that a number of learning providers that I've spoken to in recent weeks were not aware that it even existed. The Be Safe, an introductory guide to health and safety, was published in June 2010 and was updated again on the 15th of October. It's aimed at learners. It includes basic introduction to health, safety and welfare in the workplace. So those in FE colleges who do work-based learning and the independent work-based learning providers may well find this useful. It encourages learners to be part of making the workplace safer and healthier. The booklet follows the framework of Safe Learner Blueprint, which demonstrates the inputs and the desired outputs, so that learners become risk aware, not risk adverse to hazards in the workplace. You can use the link that's been at the top of the page while I've been talking to access the Be Safe document, which you'll see here, and I think that many of you could use it as it is and or use parts of it for engaging with work-based learners. The third find again is for anybody who uses video clips in your teaching and training and or for video evidence. It basically allows you to skip over the parts of a video that you don't need, and it allows then the learners, assessors, verifiers, etc. to watch the bits that you want them to look at. Another benefit of SnipSnip.it is that when the videos play back, they're displayed on a blank canvas, devoid of any distractions and sometimes inappropriate related videos that appear on YouTube. I know many of you block YouTube, so this is not going to be a great deal of help for you. To use SnipSnip.it, all you have to do is to copy the URL of a YouTube video and place it into SnipSnip.it, and then enter the start and the end times of the clip that you want somebody to watch. And when you've done all that, you can actually get a URL, a link. I've done one earlier. This was from a previous vidcast, and I'm going to open it up. Let me open it up in a new tab. There we go. And you'll notice it starts. Okay, I'm going to pause it there so that I can talk. Basically, down at the bottom here, you'll notice that it started part way through the video. This was the third vidcast for December 2010. And all I've done is to produce a clip that enables the learners, if I had learners who were looking at the lunar eclipse, to look at that part of the video. There's a lot more around it which I don't particularly want them to watch. You can embed it, you can use it with a link just as I have done. It's a very, very useful tool. Imagine taking a video clip and just finding little URLs for the appropriate evidence in an e-portfolio, for example. SnipSnip.it itself you can access from the link that's at the top of the screen, and all you do is to paste into this area and then press enter to start snipping. It's a cracking little tool, and I'm sure that many of you will find uses for it. Next find brings the scientist out in me, I suppose, more than anything else. It's the eSkeletons produced by the Department of Anthropology at the University of Texas in Austin. I'm going to go straight to the page because I think it's quite an impressive page. You'll notice that as I move the mouse across, that different skeletons from different things are highlighted. So if I start on the left, we've got human, gorilla, chimpanzee, slow loris, not met a quick one, rough lemur, lesser bush baby. Let's go for the lesser bush baby. If I clicked on it, by the way, what you then get is a skeleton, and if I just enlarge, just scroll down a little bit, we're on the skull at the moment. We can choose different parts. There's the spine, for example. Okay, you can just move on to the different parts. Let's take the rib cage, and then you have got the ability to actually look at it in some detail. There we go, there's the rib cage. But not only that, you can choose the view by clicking on lateral or ventral, and it enables you to actually investigate the various bones. Let's just go back, bear with me. I'm going to go into comparative anatomy next, assuming that it's going to wake up. There we go. Here you can actually go through and you can choose, let's say, the chimpanzee and a human. Okay, and we can look at the articulated hand, and what will happen, let's take a dorsal view. It doesn't appear as though the images are going to appear at the moment. Perhaps they haven't got any comparative ones here, or it may be that I haven't got the correct. Let's just go back to the, here we go. Somehow I've got the loris coming in there as well. Any comparative bones that they have got will allow, oh, here they come, they're loading in slowly. Apologise about that. You'll notice that the comparative ones are taking a little bit of time to bring in, but it does allow you to look at and obviously compare the different parts of the different animals. There's a taxonomic tree which I think will be a tremendous help for those studying skeletons. And there is a glossary of terms. Again, the definitions are loading at the moment, but the glossary of terms I would have thought were invaluable for some learners, and there is a legend as well which pops up to help you to understand exactly what we're talking about with different parts. By clicking on it, gives you definitions and show the different areas. Okay, so eSkeletons, as I say, an incredibly interactive, useful resource. Next find, sustainable seafood. For those of you here in the UK, January's Channel 4 Big Fish Fight series has had some advice from the Marine Conservation Society. The idea of the programme was that it hoped that it would encourage individuals to try something different when it comes to their next fish supper. And if you or your learners watched the programs and you ended up with more questions than they answered on the programs, then the Marine Conservation Society's Sustainable Seafood at a Glance guide is one that you may well find very useful. I'm going straight to the page here. You can download the free guide. You just need to click on the download guide here, and it's got a whole breakdown of fish or seafood that is sustainable and therefore you can purchase and use, and those that you really ought to avoid if you care about the future of marine stocks. Okay, next find. Well, it's a big thank you to Lauren Jackson, really. Her feedback on the magazine was very much appreciated, and she returned the favour really by sharing a resource with us. The resource is the Guide to Online Schools website, their library on humanities. The link was at the top of the page. But as you can see on the screen at the moment, there are various sections. For example, on general information, there's arts and humanities, links and so on there. There is an art section, a literature section, a politics and political science section, and an anthropology section. And I think the final one was religious studies. There's some very useful links there for all of you. As I say, it's the Guide to Online Schools, and it's their humanities resource list. I haven't had a chance to look at the rest of this website. There may well be other resources that would be useful. And finally, the last find for this vidcast is Nitro PDF Reader. Yeah, I know I've written about it before, but I feel it's time for an update. You can basically create PDF files, you can comment and review on them, you can save PDF forms, you can extract text and images, and instead of printing things out, filling them in and then sending it by snail mail, you can actually type directly onto a PDF and send it back as an attachment. And there's so much more you can do as well. In fact, you can start working with PDF files the way you've always wanted to. On the blog, there is a video that you can watch. Let's just fire it up.
Free Nitro PDF Reader. Does more than any other product like it.
Okay, that's the video clip. I'll just pop over to make sure that I've got the address. It's on YouTube. The address at the top of the page. Okay, that gives you a nice overview of what it can do. If you want to download Nitro PDF Reader, this is the page to go on to. Again, the address at the top. As it says, it's free, it's fast, it's powerful and secure. I won't repeat everything else because I've already said it. And that really is all that I've got for this particular vidcast. Don't forget though that on the 14th of February 2011 we have got our usual In Touch live broadcast on our TV channel. It can be viewed at www.livestream.com/locus, and if I click on that, hopefully it will open up before I disappear. There you go. This is our Post 16 TV channel, and it'll start up in a second. The nice thing about joining us on that is you can actually chat with us while we're doing the live broadcast. I look forward to seeing you on the 14th and perhaps joining in with our broadcast. That's all for today.